Hey y'all. So sometimes bad things happen and we always say all things work out for our good. What does all things work out for our good even look like or sound like when there's bad things happening in our lives? When I was thinking about how that could even be a reality, like how something bad could actually work out for my good, I heard sometimes the bad thing is better than the worst thing. Meaning, you're seeing what did happen, but you didn't see what could have happened if God didn't step in, if Spirit didn't step in, if the universe didn't send something your way to step in, right? Thinking about that, I thought about how Moses felt like the worst thing in the world happened to him when he accidentally killed that guard that was whipping that slave. He felt like that was the worst thing. He had to run. He had to get up out of there. He knew he was going to get in trouble if he stood around. What he didn't realize at the time, if he would have stuck around, if he would have stayed in Egypt in his position of power and influence, he would not have been humble enough to even hear God when God said, you need to go and you need to get these slaves free. That's one. But past that, just because you can't do it don't mean that it ain't gonna get done. Because when God wants something done, it's gonna get done, right? So when God sent someone else instead of Moses, and he would have been telling Pharaoh, you don't gotta let these people go. Oh, they God said, we got gods too, right? But because Moses was not in that position anymore, because the bad thing had happened that caused him to run away from his home, he was in a position to be able to hear God, and he was in a position to be able to tell Pharaoh, hey, you need to go ahead and let these people get up out of here. And when Pharaoh didn't listen, Pharaoh eventually had his first son die. That would have been Moses too, because remember, all the Egyptians had their first sons die, not just Pharaoh. And Moses, although he had Hebrew blood, he was living and acting as an Egyptian. So he could have easily been on the other side of that. So sometimes the bad thing is the good happening for you. And if you don't realize that all things work out for your good, I'm gonna need you to start telling yourself that. Because I know in a moment Moses was probably like, this ain't for my good. This is all bad, all horrible. But can you imagine how Moses would have felt if he was on the other side of that situation? If he woke up the day after Passover and his son was dead. No, Moses got to see his son again. Pharaoh had to bury his. All things work out for your good. I love you. I want you to have a encouraged day. But remember, it's up to you. No one else.